created using Powtoon. morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back. Today is September 4th. It's about 3:30 in the morning. I just want to share with everyone something this morning. I saw a demonstration maybe about a month ago in reference to our dark side and the power of prayer. If you continuously pray over and over and over again, things will eventually become clear. Although a lot of times when we pray to God, we don't get answers right away. But if you continuously pray over and over, things become clear. So the demonstration involves this bottle, and if you see, the inside of this bottle is all dark liquid. That represents our dark side. And this cap represents our limitations. So we as a human, which is the bottle, have limitations, which is this cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bottle into the sink and we're going to do a demonstration. So let me put that there. I'm going to turn the camera around so that everybody can see it. And hopefully you folks can all see it now. Okay, so you see the bottle. I'm going to turn the water on. Okay, so now everything inside is dark, which represents our body and our inside. And what I'm going to do, and this clear water represents our prayer. So you see the continuous water running. I'm going to now, as we're praying, I'm going to lift our limitations, which is the cap. And we're going to slowly add our prayer to this. We all go through dark times. I mean, I've had some dark years. I just didn't understand everything that was happening. I'm going to admit it that I'm not a super patient person. I tend to want answers right away and know what's happening and what I can do to solve it. I don't like not being happy and confident about things. It's just not who I am. But when I get down, it takes a lot for me to get back up. If we pray for a sign, which is this, the water is prayer, but just give up because we feel like God's already heard our prayer and He knows what we need, but He hasn't answered. It's kind of like when we were kids in the toy store and we kept asking our mom and dad for toys, but we never got any results. Yeah, it never worked for me either, but you get what I mean. Anyway, that is exactly what's happened to me in the past years. I have prayed and prayed and prayed, but haven't really gotten any results. The answer I thought God would give me, and especially in the time of praying, I thought my problems would be fixed, which was all before 2013. Then in 2013, my cap of limitations was lifted. This is the cap, remember this now, was lifted off the bottle, which is my body. Here is where I will just show you how that worked for me. So basically we all have dark sides, which is what's in the bottle, was in the bottle. We are facing, and we take the limitations off our mind, which was the cap I lifted. Don't limit what He can do because we have to just trust in the Lord. That sometimes even after we pray and we just give up. And it is often why we get defeated. However, even though nothing has really changed, we just keep praying. That's the prayer, the sign of the prayer, the flowing Lord. Just keep praying and never ever give up praying. And if we do that and devote ourselves completely to the Lord, He will pull us through. The dark times will go away and we just have to be patient. I know it's hard. Being patient truly is a virtue. But by never ever giving up on prayer, it's going to show you that God will eventually answer all your prayer. And the more we pray, which is this water going into the bottle, one day everything will become clear. You see how clear this is now? That is the power of prayer. Folks, I think that demonstration says it all. If we had a bottle which represents our body, and the bottle, everything was dark on the inside, and the water coming out of the faucet represents the prayer, day after day after day, just keeps adding to the darkness which was in the bottle. Eventually all that prayer has to turn what was dark inside this bottle, which is our body, has to change and become as clear as this water in here. That, folks, is the power of prayer. Hello, folks. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I just want to share my story with my situation back in 1981 in the United States Marine Corps. I was sitting in a chapel during boot camp, and a chaplain tapped me on the shoulder and asked me to come into his quiet room. As I was walking into his quiet room, I had no idea what he wanted from me. It was then that God was setting my life in motion. So the chaplain sat me down and he says, Ralph, I've noticed that you like to help people, you motivate people, you're always walking around with a smile. And I wanted to know, this is the chaplain saying this to me, I wanted to know, Ralph, would you like to volunteer and become a lay leader? And of course, I had no idea what a lay leader was. So he explained to me what a lay leader was. It's somebody that is a liaison between the recruits and the chaplain. So when the recruits have issues, problems, or anything like that, they go to the lay leader, and they go to the chaplain as the lay leader to let the chaplain know of the situations that are happening. It was then in 1981 that God already had a plan for me, and what when there from that point on was that God realized that no matter how long it would take for me to achieve what God already knew what was going to happen to me, He would let me go down into the worst extremes in life. So from 1981 as a lay leader, and I'm going to show you the medal now with a lay leader, the front and the back. This is the back of the medal, and then the front looks like this. So in 1981, at Paris Island, South Carolina, when I became a lay leader, God already had my life set in motion. But again, He wanted me to set my own course in life. So I went down the years and the course of my life and did some of the worst things possible to my own body through alcoholism. God already said to Himself, well, I'm going to wait for Ralph to get close to hitting rock bottom. So from 1981 until 2011, which is 30 years, God came to me again and He said, Ralph, are you ready to continue helping other people? That's when I formed Mastic Beach Outreach 2011, and what that was is for older people and mentally and physically challenged people, that my wife and I would help them by giving them clothing, food, possibly, like in one case, tires for someone's car. And so God said, okay, he is getting better, but he's still not ready to do what I really wanted him to do. So in 2011, I continued my alcoholism to the point of 10 to 15 shots a day. As time went further, two years down the road, it became worse and worse with my alcoholism. In 2013, God finally put His big hand on my head and says, are you ready now? That is when I hit rock bottom. June 22nd, 2013, I reached out and I finally admit that I had an alcohol problem. It was then when God lifted me up and set my life in motion for today, September 2nd, 2014. So from 2013 until 2014, I continue educating myself and you, others, through my websites, through my videos on how to battle with addiction. And God saw this, and He said to Himself, Ralph is still continuing helping people. So in between 2013 and 2014, as time was going by, and I proved to God that I was really reforming myself, that God introduced me to Dr. Luis Gonzalez. I had been toying with the idea about becoming a substance abuse counselor until I ran into an article about recovery coaching. So I thought it was very ironic that God had planted Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point, that's StartingPointMN.com, 844-414-8444, into my life. Dr. Luis Gonzalez gave me the educational programming to turn me into a recovery coach. So while I was training for Dr. Luis Gonzalez to become a recovery coach, and today, my father comes from South Carolina to visit, and we're looking at my shrine, which my wife calls a shrine, which is all my Marine Corps ribbons and medals. And my father asked me, Ralph, what is this medal for? What is this particular medal for? And I then said to myself, here's where it all came together. I finally realized what that medal stood for and how it influenced me in my life. It was back in 1981 that God knew already that I would eventually, towards the middle or 60% of my life, be out to help other people, to continuously help people, to motivate people, to coach people. So it was from 1981 to 2011 that I ran my life to the ragged ends, to the pit of the worst. And then from 2011 to 2013, even worse than that. And then June 22nd, 2013, finally helped myself up with the grace of God, and in 2014 became an addiction recovery coach. And all that epiphany came to me due to my father asking me what this stood for. This particular silver medal, when he asked me that, it all finally came together, that God had bigger and better plans for me. And this is what I'm telling you, folks. There is a plan for you. No matter what the plan might be, you don't know what it is, but there is a plan for you. It's just a matter of you figuring it out. So why don't you let me help take your life back? Thank you. God bless you, and have a sober day. Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we're going to talk about gratitude, but the title of the episode is 7 Reasons Why It's Good to Be Sober. And these are 7 important reasons, and they're also 7 reasons to be very thankful for. As always, I want to give a shout out to my good friend Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com at 844-414-8444. He will walk with you from your addiction to your recovery. He is an addiction recovery coach. He will, 24 hours at a time, go from today till tomorrow, and therefore further down the road. He will never ever talk about yesterday. He is not a counselor or a therapist. He is like me, an addiction recovery coach. We both concentrate on today and tomorrow. So reach out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez at 844-414-8444. On the other side of his business, he can also turn you, that's right, you, into an addiction recovery coach. If you have passion, personality, and professionalism, and you're dealing with an addiction, whether it's your own battles or maybe helping others, call him at 844-414-8444 and let him help you become an addiction recovery coach. Another shout out goes to www.globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. They have eyeglasses starting at $6, going all the way up to $49, and those prices include the frame, single vision standard non-coated clear lenses, and a cloth and a case. Now, if you're looking to have progressive lenses, you can get them there too. If you're looking for transitions, the one that change indoor to outdoors, you can get them there too. If you want your lenses to become thinner because you have a thick prescription, you can get them there too. We, or they, globaleyeglasses.com has about 1,200 different selections on frames. Even Elton John would be amazed of some of the styles you'll find at globaleyeglasses.com, where again, they are focused on saving you money. Here's the great thing about this company, is I happen to know them very well, so you can contact me via text 631-599-0218, or you can call me on that same number, and I can tell you anything you need to know about not only that company, but optically speaking, because I happen to also be a board certified optician. Text me 631-599-0218 and let me help you pick out your glasses. Now, I just want to also give a little heads up to anyone that is looking for some advertisement on my episodes or on my websites, to contact me at 631-599-0218. I have a couple things in the brew right now. I'm trying to help people get their message out via my show. In return, I only ask, it's the barter system. I ask that you try to help me with my show, and if you text me at 631-599-0218, I can tell you exactly what I need. Most importantly, what I need is a place where I can hang my hat once or twice a week to do a shoot, like a studio of some sort. And also I need some better equipment, whether it's on a loaner or if you have something you want to donate. This camera that I'm working with is a webcam on a laptop, and being that we have now exceeded 375 episodes, I need to move up. Unfortunately, the funds are very low because it takes a lot of money to produce and get these things all over the internet. So I do ask for your help. So reach out to me, 631-599-0218. Go to my website, www.takeyourlifebacktodayShow.com, and you can see tons of videos. 7 reasons why it's good to be sober. Nobody actually wants to be drunk. I think what people want to do is get drunk to get away from reality. When you're in recovery, you get a good amount of people asking you dumb questions. I get them constantly. Why can't you just have a few drinks? Why do you come out if you're not drinking? You mean to say you don't drink at all, ever? It used to get me. It used to get on my nerves when people used to ask me these questions, but it doesn't anymore. I used to feel the need to explain myself. Now I am much more content just knowing in my heart the reason that I stay sober, one day at a time. I've learned some serious lessons in recovery. I don't like to preach or pretend like people who drink are bad people for doing so, because everybody makes their own choices. Everyone has the right to do what they want with their lives. For me, it is so much about saving my life, and it's not so much about saving my life anymore. Really now, my passion is about saving other people's lives through my message, through my show. So these are the 7 reasons that I came up with. Number 1, it feels good to be healthy. Now don't get me wrong, getting sober doesn't mean you're going to get healthy automatically. Many people replace alcohol with food or other unhealthy habits. With that being said, I personally have seen there are a lot of people who use their recovery as a catalyst to start taking their health and nutrition more seriously. People start really thinking about, well, if I quit drinking and doing drugs, maybe I can continue and get better as time goes on. Alcohol is poisonous no matter which way you look at it. The human body has a remarkable way of carrying even the poor health. If you ever see what happens if you feed a plant alcohol, have you ever seen that? The plant will die. The plant just totally withers away. When you stop drinking, the first thing to come back is your health. Bodies have fascinating ability to heal. Your skin clears up, your eyes light up, and you have a lot more energy. So number 1 on my list was it starts feeling good to be healthy again. Number 2 on my list is bowling on a budget. It's amazing how much money I used to spend on booze itself. You don't realize how life can be until you learn how to manage your money. It's true that money can't buy happiness, but having money sure makes life easier. Now, getting sober isn't going to make it easier to manage my money, because no matter what, you have to learn how to manage your money. That is a life skill that must be learned and practiced daily. There will be some hiccups and some bad choices along the way, but being clear-headed definitely makes it easier to know and what to do on the money that is being spent. My experience tells me that sobriety goes alongside with taking your life and your finances a lot more serious. Now that you're sober, you have options. You can start a business. You can work hard and save money, and also maybe save money for some nice vacations. You can start a business anytime you really feel like. And it feels so good to know that you might have $1 or 2 in your pocket and you're not scrounging around the neighborhood for empties to fortify your bad habits. Number 3 on my list is friends, family, and faith. This one's up there. Getting sober is just half the battle, but staying clean and sober is what will build the foundation of relationships within your family. You can't blame people for not wanting to trust you anymore, because, I mean, look at the past that we've done. Many times friends and family have built resentment towards us because of our behavior in the past, being that we were either on alcohol and or drugs. We used to cause havoc everywhere we went. Those days are behind us, well, behind me right now, hopefully behind you as well, and now you have a chance to build beautiful relationships with those people that you love. The relationships I have now are priceless. I have learned that I don't need a lot of friends, I just need good friends. It's very assuring knowing that you get things, when things get tough, that somebody, my family, has my back and I have theirs. If you keep doing the right thing, you'll be surprised when they even start calling you for advice. Your experience will be your best insight, and you will be able to pass a valuable information to others in need, one day at a time, like I do with my show. Number 4 on my list, enjoying the little things. If you are paying attention, you will see that there's a lot of beauty in the world out there. The sunset,
pretty flower, cool breeze, a walk through the park with children laughing in the distance. Sobriety makes it much easier to see all the perfect little moments in the day. Certain things can happen when people get sober. For one thing, things slow down. Living a drug-fueled life is a very fast life to live, whether it's alcohol and or drugs. These are stretches of time that went by so fast that I hardly even remember them going by. Because you'd wake up to get high. You'd take afternoon naps. You'd get high after that again. You'd go to sleep, and etc. And you know the pattern. Getting clean really does slow things down, especially when it comes to racing your mind. Hopefully you won't be in such a rush anymore once you become sober. Number 5 on my list, change in perspective. When I was an active alcohol abuser, my perception were all backwards. The things I thought were important really were not important at all. These days, I like to think I have a little bit more things figured out, although I know there's a lot more room for me to grow. I could give dozens of examples, but to sum it up, my recovery has made me realize how short and how fragile life really is. I don't get too fired up about conflicting opinions anymore. And I don't voice my opinions like I used to, especially when it comes to religion, politics, etc. Number 6 on my list is freedom and peace. Without a doubt, the greatest gift of all, when you are an alcoholic, you never, ever are comfortable. The only comfort from removing yourself from reality was taking more alcohol. The anxiety and the tension that comes along with being an addict or an alcoholic is hard to explain other than it sucked. If you are sitting, you want to stand. If you are standing, you want to sit. If you get to where you're going, you want to find out where else you want to be. There is no set schedule. There is no set frame of mind. It's always on the go. Over time, and with hard work on myself, I've become much more comfortable in the present moment, sitting in front of this camera, doing my editing, doing my directing, doing my producing. This is very time consuming, 6 to 8 hours a day. I have learned to be slow and careful about these things. Bad things happen every day to everyone, including you. But I am not especially cursed with the hardship that life throws at me. I am not a victim anymore. I am responsible for my own actions. I take responsibility. I move forward, and I take each day one day at a time. Overwhelming amounts of gratitude. Number 7, and most important. The biggest change in perspective there is. No matter what, I will always have a nagging feeling in my mind that tells me I'm not good enough, or I'm just, not worth it. But, however, sobriety gives me the ability to look at my life objectively and see how full my life actually is, how I came full circle in life. It makes it easy for me to have the gratitude that I share daily with people, not just via my video, via my websites, via my quotes on Facebook. I have everything I need. I have my family. I have my health. I have my wife. I have animals, my pets that I love like children. And I couldn't ask for more. Of course, money would be nice to have, like anything in life. But money can't buy you happiness. Money cannot buy you sobriety. Money is just an item or something that can help your life become better. But for everything that I have, I am very grateful. These are the 7 reasons why it's good to be sober and why you should have gratitude with these 7 reasons. Let's do a recap. Number 1 on my list was it's good to feel healthy. Folks, when you quit drinking or you quit doing drugs, you're not going to become healthy automatically. But by not abusing and putting poison into your body anymore, that will automatically improve your health. It will show with your skin, your eyes, your actions. All these things will show. And suddenly now, because you are sober, you'll actually start thinking about your health again. Remember, when you were high, you didn't really care what went into your body? Obviously not, because you were putting drugs and alcohol into it. But now that you have sobered up, you will care about what to eat, what to drink. So number one on my list, it feels good to be healthy, and it does. Number two on my list was balling in a budget. It's amazing how much money you will save, and I broke it down in these simple figures. I was drinking 10 to 15 shots a day at $3 a shot. So figure it out. It's either $30 or $45. So let's break it down, and an average then would be about $37 a day times a week comes out to be, I believe, $259 a week times a month comes out to be about, I believe it's $1,050 a month just to drink vodka every day, just to kill myself. Every day I was spending $1,050. Now, with no more drinking involved in my life, not since 2013, I have now been able to save money like you could not believe. It used to be where I was worried, how would I get enough money to get my next drinks without putting red flags up to my wife, without taking away from food from the table, without providing for my family. Where would this money come from? Somehow, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, $37 a day, but it had to come from somewhere without anyone knowing. Now it doesn't matter. That $37 stays within the house. That $1,050 stays within the house every month. Number three, friends, family, and faith. Folks, you cannot ever replace any one of those three, friends, family, and faith. But you got to remember that your friends and your family, from all the years that you might have been an alcoholic or a drug abuser they are going to have doubts no matter what. Because you have a track record of lying about your disease, about possibly doing the wrong things in life. And it is now you, as the sober person, to show them that there is change and life can show changes in people. And this is where faith comes in hand, folks, because it is the faith that you rely on through the grace of God that will help you regain trust within your own family, regain trust within your friends. But without God, no matter what you do in life, whether it's sobriety, whether it's just being a family man, whether it's just keeping a good job, without God, nothing is possible. So friends, family, and faith is number three on my list. And I guarantee you that a sober today will give you friends, family, and faith tomorrow. Number four is enjoying the little things. Do you remember the days when you were drinking or drugging? Nothing really impressed you other than maybe the substance you were poisoning your body with. Well, now, folks, being sober, you can walk down the street and appreciate things as bugs that are interesting looking. Things as beautiful trees, beautiful flowers, the wind. Things as going shopping and not rushing through a store so you can get home and have a fix. These are all the little things in life that you've been missing out on, and I want to welcome you back, now that you're sober, to being able to experience and enjoy all the little things in life. Everything will change in perspective. That's number five on my list. When I was an active alcohol abuser, my perceptions were all backwards. The things that I thought were important really weren't. These days I like to think that I have a little bit more figured out. Although I know there is a lot more room for me to grow, I am giving it 150% daily. I could give you a dozen reasons or examples, but to sum it up, my recovery has made me realize how short and how fragile life can be. I don't get too fired up about anything, or I give out any conflicting opinions. I stay away from the debates of religion. I stay away the debates on politics. But I will tell you, as far as the debate on religion, there is no debating, because there is only one God, one Jesus. And that is my belief, and I will never cave in from that. Number six on my list is freedom and peace. Without a doubt, this is the greatest gift of all. When you're an alcoholic or a drug abuser, you're never comfortable. The only comfort comes from removing yourself from reality, and that's why, hence, you were using drugs and alcohol. There is a reason people do drugs and alcohol, and I think a lot of it is because it makes them feel very comfortable in their surrounding. The anxiety and the tension that comes along with being an addict or an alcoholic is hard to explain. If you're sitting, you want to stand. If you're running, you want to walk. If you're in one room, you want to go to the next room. Over time, with hard work on myself or on yourself, I have become much more comfortable in the present moment. Sitting in front of this camera made me very comfortable. I am not especially cursed with the hardship that life throws at me anymore. I am not a victim anymore. I am accountable for me, accountable for my actions. And I am accountable to make sure that my message of my past gets to you in your living room, your kitchen, or wherever you might be sitting. Number 7 and last on my list is overwhelming amounts of gratitude. You can never, ever have enough gratitude. The biggest change in perspective there is. No matter what, I will always have a nagging feeling in my mind that tells me that I'm not good enough or that I'm not where I want to be in life. However, sobriety gives me the ability to look at my life objectively and see how full my life actually is. It makes it easy for me to have gratitude. Folks, here's an example. When I Google search, Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs, it is amazing that over 20 plus other websites have now picked up my show and utilize my show or utilize my videos or my episodes on their own websites. This should tell me that my message is coming out, and it's expanding into the social media and onto the cyber world. However, like anything, I could always use help. And I ask with gratitude that anyone who can help me with providing a studio of some sort once or twice a week within New York City, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, or Long Island, and possibly utilize a camera that's better than this webcam that I've been using now for almost a year and a half. Although it might not be the clearest camera, it's not the best studio that I have, which is my living room behind me. The message is still the same no matter where I am. And the message is of hope for a better tomorrow. The message is you don't need drugs and alcohol. The message is faith. You do need faith. The message is gratitude. Be thankful for what you do have. Don't ever look to be mad or upset what you don't have. Be thankful for what you do have. Be thankful for God for having health. Be thankful to God for having a family and friends. Be thankful as much as you can, because you can never replace gratitude, folks. I sit here very humbly before you to let you know that I am here to continuously send my message, even with a lousy camera and even not without the studio, just my living room. But if there's anyone out there that I can help, please reach out to me at 631-599-0218. The camera, ideally, that I really would need costs about $700, which I don't have because this costs me a lot of money to send these videos, creating them and send a message out. So if anybody's out there that can help me by donating a camera or let me use a camera, I can tell you this right now. My message will be clearer and stronger. And it's not just because of me, but because of you then. And if there's anyone out there that has a studio that we can utilize once or twice a week instead of my living room, that would be appreciated too. But reach out to me, 631-599-0218. And folks, I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it again. Your body is a vessel. Your mind is the captain. The captain of any vessel will never go in the rough ocean without navigation. Who better than let God navigate your vessel? You are the captain of your vessel, but let God be your navigator. God will get you through any rough sea in life. God will get you through any rough situations in life. But it all starts with you, and you need to accept the fact that God has to be part of your life. As much as I resisted for years, I realized that my addiction, my sobriety, and my recovery is not possible without the grace of God. With that said, I want you to remember that a sober day today, I guarantee you, gives you a better tomorrow. If you let the sunshine into your heart and into your home, you will get nothing but positive results. That I promise you. If you think positive, you get positive. I hope to God each and every one of you folks in my audience has a great day, but more importantly, I hope to God you have a sober day. May God bless you and take care.